Hey everyone, this is Mr. Thacker. Today I will be teaching you guys how to lay out an isometric drawing or sketch of a part with curved edges or curved surfaces, okay? And so as a result, as you learned in your lesson, curved edges or curved features in a part look elliptical in isometric. And so I'll walk you guys through the steps of creating an example of that today in problems I-3, I-8. Those two are kind of straightforward, no curved edges, okay, or surfaces, curved features. However, I-10 and I-13 have these curved features. So I'll walk through it in I-10. I may end up doing a second video for I-13, okay? So the first thing is we need to know the dimensions of the object. So I-10, looking at I-10, let's zoom in on I-10 so we can see it better. And I-10, we want to know the width, the height, and the depth, okay? So the width, if you count across to there, that is 10, okay? The height is 6, okay? And the depth is 4, okay? Seems to be fairly consistent with most of these objects. All right, so knowing that, we can go ahead and lay out our axes in that on our sheet, on our grid sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and lay out the x-axis, the y-axis, and the z-axis. Okay, count off those dimensions. So we're looking at 10 for the width on the x-axis, on the y-axis looking at 6 for the height, and then on the z, 4 for the depth. Okay, so let's go ahead and box that up. Okay, there's more explanation on this in earlier videos. And so now you can already see the boxed front. Now you can see the boxed right side view. And as I complete the box, you'll see the top. Okay, a little bit dark there. All right, and so there's my object box. Next step is to establish the shape. So if we look at number 10, problem 10, you can see that it is a rectangle in shape. So we already have that as our box. So we'll move on to the next step, which is to add details. And the detail is this arced feature here in the front. We can see it in the top view that it goes 2 blocks back, and in the right side view the same. It goes 2 blocks back. It's hidden in the right side view. So we're going to try to create that. To create this, imagine it kind of as a circle, because we're going to need to create a rhombus. Remember, the first step in creating an isocircle or ellipse is to create a rhombus. So you need to take the diameter. I'm going to actually do this. I'm going to find the center point, and then from there I'm going to find the edges, the diameter, and I'll go up, down, and up as well. Okay, and you're going to see that worked out on the grid sheet here. Okay, so the center point is in the middle of the object. Okay, right here, 5 blocks from the left or the right. And then what I'm going to do is just count down 3 blocks and make a horizontal line. Okay, count to the left 3 blocks, to the right 3 blocks. Okay, make a vertical line, and I'm going to extend it on up because I've got to make a rhombus. Okay, and count up 3 blocks as well. And I could have done that on one of those lines. Okay, and there's my rhombus. Now, obviously I'm not going to have an arc up here, but I do need one down here. But it's the method, or it's necessary to create the entire rhombus to apply the technique correctly. And so here what we need to find is our largest angles, which are A and B. And so I'll label those. You certainly do not need to label those, but I want you to know where I am while I'm creating the rest of the, or using the technique for creating the arc, the elliptical arc. So, as you know, the next step is to create perpendicular bisectors to the opposite side. So from A and B, we want to create perpendicular bisectors, and that means it's going to hit the midpoint. So I'm just going to draw a line there. Okay, likewise, draw a line to midpoint there, and then same from B, draw a line, okay, perpendicular bisector, which is the midpoint of the line, which I've already marked that when I went through and created my horizontal and vertical lines of that rhombus, okay, kind of, sort of. All right, so that gives us two new points, which we called C and D in our lesson today. All right, so C and D act as center points for creating an arc here and an arc here. But I don't need the arc here, nor do I need this arc in this location. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add to the technique a little bit and just draw a line that goes to this endpoint. And I'm going to take this measurement here. I'm going to kind of just step that off by hand. All right, you could also take a scrap sheet of paper, so I could take this problem sheet and measure that distance so I can step it off accurately. Okay, so I'll just spin that around and you can kind of see where that point is going to be, and I can strike my arc like so. All right, likewise, I need to know the distance from, let's say, I need to know the radius of distance from B to the outside, okay? So we'll just call this E, like in the example. So I need to know the C to E, and that's what I just measured here in order to create this arc. But I need to also know the distance from B to E, okay? So I'll mark that here, and I want to transfer that down this grid line that connects A and B, okay? And that gives me this point here. That is valuable for lining up 3 points, just like I did a moment ago, to create a curve here. And in creating that curve, you guys can see the elliptical shape. Now, the rest of it would be here, but we don't need it because we're only dealing with half of a circle, a semicircle. All right? So, we need to give that detailed depth, okay? So, it goes back, and if you remember, I had determined that it was 2 blocks deep, so I'll make a mark 2 blocks back and draw a line, and that's the back of it. Now, that's not the entire back of it, that's only the top back of it. All right, we need this semicircle as well for the bottom of it. One of the easiest ways to make that happen is move your points back 2 blocks. So I've got that already there. This one, I need to move back 2 blocks, which is approximately there. This one, 2 blocks, which is here. And this one, which is approximately there, okay? Now, you won't see actually this one, but it helps to kind of make the curve. So I'm going to line up these 3 right here. Right, let me make sure I'm doing that well. I'll rotate my paper a little bit. And I've got a few points kind of in the way, so it may look a little confusing. And then I'll go ahead and lightly draw this one as well. But I'm not going to keep all of this. I'm only going to see it to right there, okay? So I'm going to start, so let me let you look at it for just a moment. Hopefully you can see it. So this part right here we won't actually see if it helps you to kind of get rid of it. But the reason why I drew this arc and located that point is so that I could get this line fairly accurate in that location, that part of the arc. So I'm going to go ahead and darken my arc. Okay, and then likewise darken the other arc. Okay, and there they are darkened. I'll finish out that detail so you can kind of see it pop off the page a little bit. And there's the detail within the box. So I'll go ahead and finish the box. Okay, rotate my paper and get these other lines created that are parallel to X. And that's the finished object right there. That's simple. Okay, so that's an example. You can certainly render that one. I'll do another video with I-10 and post that for you guys as well. Okay, good luck, and I hope it goes well. Take care.